Well, hey guys, thanks for joining me. I am all over these YouTube streets because I think it's kind of hard to find content. Um, One, if you're conservative, two, you're older, three, I want to even say a black female because there just seems to be a lot of um, black women bashing, a lot of race baiting. It amazes me how people can continuously make content um, downing their own race for money. I mean, some of these channels are making a hell of a lot of money just bashing their own kind. Now I wasn't going to tell y'all, but I'm going to tell you. The video I did about some black women and customer service, that came from my heart because that is what I experienced. That video has over 100,000 views and probably 4,000 comments. Now, I stopped replying to that video 3 or 4 days after I put it up. And not because people came after me, but 98% of those comments agreed with me. And I think what bothered me the most is, yes, I know I experienced it, and I'm sure other people do too. But then there's always, that doubt of, are some of those comments fake? Or some of those comments um, just use that video to just talk about African Americans because they really just don't like African Americans? That bothered me so much that about a week after I put that video up, I took it down. And someone even sent me a message on one of my other videos saying, Sheila, I can't find that video. And I really thought about it that night. And the thought I finally came to was, first of all, I know I wasn't race baiting, and I know everything I said actually happened to me. To the point, it all happened in such a short time span that I actually wondered, was I doing something wrong? So I know that there was no ill intent when I did that video. And I decided, well, Sheila, put it back up because it is your experience. And, back then it was only like a week and there was probably 200 or 300 comments. And I said, well, those people, the commenters seem to be agreeing with you. But as time went on, I'm just starting to wonder about some of those comments. So you'll notice that's probably the only video I ever did where I did not go into the comment section. You know what? If people experienced it just like me, then I'm glad they found out just like I did that it wasn't just them. But if there are people just using that video to spew hate on black people because they don't like black people, well, then you know what? Fine. If that's how you get your kicks, that's how you get your kicks. But let me tell you, that one video, as I said, got over 100,000 views. And for the last 2 months in a row, and I'm talking about, you know, the paycheck I get from YouTube in the next day or two, as well as the paycheck I'm going to get next month, that video garnered me almost $700. And the paycheck I'm going to get next month, it looks like it's going to go beyond that. But that is what hate pays. So all of those channels that are purposely spewing out content every week about how bad the African American race is, realize those people are getting paid royally to hate. And if you watch those kind of channels, just thought you should know. If that's what you like, that's fine. I just thought you should know. Now, I found a new channel that I like, and I thought I'd tell you about it. I'll see you in a minute.
Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day.
Actually, there are two channels. The first is Miss Faye's World. Now, I don't know how old Miss Faye is. I'm going to say late 60s, early 70s. And she's the first to tell you that she's spiritual. She's not of any particular religion, but she is spiritually religious, which is what I am as well. But she will also tell you she lived an extremely full life before she became spiritual. This woman knows everything. She did a breakdown on down low men. Now I've watched, videos about that. And it always makes you wonder, oh my God, did I have one of those and not know it? Fortunately for me, believe it or not, I am conservative and kind of old fashioned. So I didn't do a lot of excessive dating, but I did date. And I don't think I dated one of them by mistake. Or if I did, if I even didn't know it, there were other issues that made me just walk away. And see, I and I used to always be mad at myself because I had never been stuck in any kind of situation in my life. I have always had my own money and I've always had my own independence. And if I didn't like a relationship, I packed up my shit, which was everything, because I am a woman who likes to have a home. Okay. So even if it was his apartment, I furnished it. And anything that belongs to me, I'm taking it with me. I remember, oh God, when I left my ex-husband, all I left him were the mini blinds. Okay. So yeah, I just don't stick around. Um, so I don't know if I ever dated one of those guys. But like I said, if I did see a problem, I may not have noticed that, but something else bothered me. And I, just packed up and moved on. I have started over so many times in my life that I said never again. I'm not packing up and moving out again. You know, um, and I've never had a man move in with me. I've had a man stay with me, but I've never had a man move in with me. If anything, I moved in with him or we got the place together, which I think is the best way to do it. Get the place together. That way it's in both of your names. And if it's time to go, it's time to go. But never ever get a place you cannot afford if he decides to go or you both decide it's over and he will go. So never, yeah, never live anywhere you can't afford on your own if things go south. But this woman gave such a detailed description of what to look for, as well as sexual preferences that they will have with women when they're on the down low, and why they like those things. You know what? I ain't gonna lie to you, I was kind of blushing. I'm 64. I was kind of blushing. Miss Faye is the bomb. So if you're in my age group and you are thinking about dating in this world as it is, and as you all have noticed the last couple videos, I have made the choice to start dating again. I did not want to date when my knees were really bad. I felt like I didn't want to go into something being a burden. But I actually feel pretty good right now. I don't feel like camping because that's just too much work. But I feel really well. And so I thought it was time to kind of pull me back together. So, yes, I'm rocking my natural hair because this is what I prefer to wear. I have been going on shopping sprees the last couple of weeks because it is time to do something about my wardrobe. During COVID, everything I bought was brown, or gray, or black because all I did was work. That's all I did. And then I think, After COVID, one winter, I went out and I bought a bunch of new sweaters because my knees didn't feel that bad. And I'm thinking, okay, it's probably time to start dating again. And the year that my family and I took a vacation together that summer, I actually bought summer clothes, but I was also had lost a lot of weight because of rheumatoid arthritis. So, I can't fit those clothes yet. So it was time for me to get my wardrobe back together. I found that I could wear heels that low. Okay. And I was a woman who always wore heels. The only time I didn't wear heels is when I was working or when I was camping. But in my personal life, I always wore heels. So I can't get back to those kind of heels, but just that I can wear something a little bit higher. Um, and I can't do a whole lot of walking, and I need to take an Advil before I go out. But I can still pull off heels a little bit, and some of you may understand how I feel. When you're a woman who wears heels and you're comfortable in them, and then all of a sudden you can't wear heels anymore, you actually feel like you've lost some of the power. And that was hard for me. I felt like I lost a lot of my personal power when I had arthritis. But I have been blessed by the universe. And yeah, my weight fluctuates, but at least now I know the secret to feeling better. Oh my God, the dog. No, no. Took him for a walk and the damn dog got poison ivy. Okay? Anyway, no, you can't come out yet. um, oh, you didn't make me lose my train of thought. Anyway, I love Miss Faye. I Miss Faye's world, I just love her. No nonsense advice. It's old school. And sometimes the only way you can beat the new school is to go back old school because old school has roots. Okay? Old school is based on common sense. This new school stuff is based on smoke and mirrors. Old school will beat new school any day of the week. So yeah, I was really happy to find her and to, go back to some really old school information. Also, remember I told you all I dated that white guy that looked like Tamar Braxton's husband? Well, what I didn't tell you all is that he was 5 years younger than me. And I had such a problem with the age difference. He was only 5 years younger than me, but I could not handle it as well as he made me feel unsettled. A couple of weeks ago, I had decided that now that I'm ready to date again, I don't have a problem dating someone younger than me. I would even date someone who was 50 because, see, I consider 50 a grown ass man. And since I could probably pass for 50 ish myself, it wouldn't be that much of a jump. Now, so I, looked up some YouTube channels about dating younger men, and I actually liked what I heard because it makes sense in a way. Yes, there are men who only want bootylicious 30-year-olds, but then there are also men who are about their business. And they don't want to date a bootylicious 30-year-old because, they don't have time for that kind of drama. They don't even want to date a 40-year-old because she's probably either immersed in her career or she's trying to, have a baby real quick before it's too old, or she's a boss bitch. There are still old fashioned men who are actually not old, just like there are old fashioned women who are not old. And so I thought 50 ish would be a good age for me, providing he was, I guess, what I would say, conservative and a bit of an old soul, you know? So part of the thing for me was Miss Faye said, if you want someone, then you have to be who that person is. You have to be putting out what it takes to attract that person. And since I know I want someone in their 50s, and I prefer someone who works with their hands, who is blue collar, I decided what type of clothes I would wear. And you know what? I went back to the clothes I wore when I was traveling. I was in my 50s when I was doing all that travel. And these clothes work so well for me. And I bet you won't believe, where it was I really loved shopping. Old Navy. I love Old Navy's clothes. Their shirts are easy, breezy, plus they fold up real small when you're traveling. But they're not overly complicated. They wash and dry well. And you dress them up with like I have on a typical Old Navy t-shirt and some stretch pants. Dressed it up with a necklace and my natural hair. I probably could go to dinner. I probably have to change my shoes, but I could probably go to dinner like this. I like clothes that are kind of classical and they can take you anywhere, and I'm cheap. I like the fact that Old Navy's clothes are cut pretty damn well for them to be so inexpensive. So, yeah. So as Sheila's ready to live her life again. And maybe the arthritis was good. It made me need to slow down and really think about some things because it slowed me way down and I had a lot of time to reflect. But I am so ready now. So, anyway, that's what I wanted to tell you. Oh, the second channel, I had to write it down. It's called MVMO. She is an African American psychologist, and she looks at everything from a psychological point of view. Sometimes, um, people will write in and ask her to talk about a subject. Sometimes people will ask her to comment on something in the news, but she breaks everything down from a psychological point of view. Every time I watch one of her videos, I feel like I've been educated. See, I like things that I learn from and I grow from. I mean, sure, I like stupid stuff and I like to laugh, but I also like to learn. So anyway, that's the video for today. Short, sweet, and to the point. Because one, I am going to do a little bit more shopping, and then I have to pick my grandson up from daycare because I'm going to be Mimi for the next day. Take care, stay blessed. I'll see you all next video. Bye.